Is weird, odd, strange, or just plain bizarre is really your cup of tea? Then the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast will give you that fix. Can't believe it? Well, listen for yourself as we deliver the strangest news you definitely won't find on CNN or Fox. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Weird News Podcast.
Welcome to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, presented on and by the GSMC Podcast Network for all of your podcasting needs, for all of them. So first and foremost, I just want to say happy Friday. Hopefully all you guys are looking forward to the weekend because it's dangerous out there. It is very dangerous. So I just want to give you a little bit of advice before you go out and have a good time this weekend. I myself have just recovered from the flu. And I'm not talking about some regular, like run-of-the-mill sick all the time flu. I'm not like the guy at your job who's just sick all the time. You know, the person who's sick every Thursday, you're like, hey man, like, can you figure something out? Can you drink some juice? Or maybe just not eat nuggets every day? I'm not like him. I was genuinely sick. I had a real life flu for 3 days, but because I'm genetically superior, I was able to overcome this. So it was not a problem. But I want to tell you guys to watch out because this flu that's going around is mad dangerous. It's mad dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous. And this is how real it is. When I got this flu, I went to Google it and was like, what's happening with the flu? Turns out everybody was getting it. Even dogs are getting this flu. This flu is so real that dogs are getting it. Yes, dogs. And not just any run-of-the-mill dogs. Real life, like people that have these dogs that pay like more than $2 for, they're getting the flu too. And I just feel like if you, and like a expensive dog, not the one, I'm talking about the dog you could take on the plane, not the dog that's under the plane in the cage. I mean, a real life dog that gets his own chair on the plane. He's allowed one bag and they bring him tea. Those type of dogs are getting the flu. Now, I personally feel like if you pay that much for a dog, he shouldn't get any kind of flu. He shouldn't get any sickness. He shouldn't get chlamydia. He shouldn't be lactose intolerant. He shouldn't have any problems if you pay that much for a dog. These aren't the type of dogs that you just find behind the tire shop that have two legs with one eye that you take home to your kid because they said they wanted a dog and you want to be a jerk. If that dog that you take home from the tire shop has like 1980s AIDS, then that's the price that you pay for getting a cheap dog. I'm just giving all you guys a heads up. Watch out for this flu. Dogs are getting it. Anybody can get it. Be careful with the flu. This is where we're at right now. A Taco Bell employee the other day decided they were going to hit their manager with a burrito. Yeah. So basically, this person went to work really early on a day when they allegedly weren't supposed to be at work during this time. They get to work. They're working with attitude, being real life passive aggressive. The taco manager says, hey, I need you to stop being a baby. The taco manager then said that they felt some oozy stuff coming down their neck and realized they had been hit with the burrito. After that, the employee broke his headset and then walked out. Now, here's my thing. I have a question. Now, whenever I go to work on days I don't want to go to work, I personally just don't go to work. I don't go to work those days. That's not what I'm going to do because if I have that feeling like, you know what, I feel like I could walk out today, I'm not going to go in. Now, if you went into work that day and you had the kind of like hype where you was going to walk out, then, hey, I don't need you to be at work that day because that's how people get shot. That is how people get shot. And I can't have those type of problems. Secondly, there's this. Here's another thing. If you're going to throw something at your manager and break your headset, I need you to pick and choose. There's no reason to do both because, first of all, they could charge you with a soap for throwing a hot burrito at somebody. It's a hot burrito. And then secondly, they're going to charge you for the headset too. My thing is, I've never really been somewhere. I've never really been a type of person to go to work and then walk out just because I'm already there. And it's Taco Bell, right? So that means that you have a uniform. So that means I put on my shirt, I put on this visor, I put on my Dickies or whatever. I've never worked fast food, but I've seen people that have worked at Taco Bell, and bless up because that job looks hard because the food, when something's really cheap and it's available all the time, people act really entitled. Like you owe them something. Like, bro, this taco is 79 cents. Like, there's no way you're going to be in here just talking to me any old type of way. I don't appreciate it. So shout out to Taco Bell workers. Anyway, I'm not going to get dressed for work and then walk out. That's why people are so upset when you go to work and they say, hey, you can go home. No. I'm not going home. I got dressed and rode the bus here. Y'all just finna pay me. That's not finna happen. So, but here's another thing though, just for like managers and employers out there all in the streets. I need y'all to know something. Check this out. Take note of this. Take note. Producer, write this down. Listen, I need y'all to take note. If you work somewhere and it's really early in the morning and someone shows up to work, this ain't your time to be a basketball coach. I need you to just shut up and let the person do their job. If they whining about it and being passive aggressive, you don't get to tell them to stop being a baby. No, it's fast food. You should be happy anybody's there. And that's the problem with management. You think you're going to show up all willy-nilly just because you've been managing Taco Bell for 5, 6, 17,000 years. You're just going to tell somebody to stop being a baby. You know what? I probably would have hit him with a burrito too. I probably would have did that. But my mom raised me a little bit better than that. I wouldn't throw no burrito at anybody. You know what I would do? This is what I would do. This is how you do it. You don't show up to work and then throw a burrito at your manager and then break your headset and quit. You know what you do? You pretend you're really, really happy. Then tomorrow you call in sick. That's what you do. That way they be short staffed. You hit them in the right way. You don't hit nobody with a burrito. Also, check this out. The manager, at the end of the story, it said no police charges were filed. Apparently the manager called the police. Can you imagine? Listen. If you're a manager anywhere, if you manage anything, if you manage fast food, I personally believe that you don't get to call the police on nobody. If you get hit with a burrito as a manager at Taco Bell, that's just part of the job consequences. That's like if a stripper was like, I was at work and someone touched my butt. You don't get to call the police. So the manager from Taco Bell called the police and they pressed charges against the guy, but no arrests have been made is what they said. Nah, man. Nah, I feel like when you interviewing at Taco Bell to be the manager and they say, hey, are you ready for this job? And they say, yes. And there's a questionnaire where you fill out a job and they say, are you like legal to work here? Yes. Are you above 18? Yes. Have you been convicted of felony? Sometimes. Will you be okay with getting hit with a burrito? Yes. And that's part of the job. You don't get to call the police after you get hit by a burrito. I just want to know what was going on in this young person's life where they had to walk out like that, because like to throw a burrito at your manager and break your headset, I feel like that's next level. But in this person's defense, maybe they had the flu. Maybe they had the flu that I had the other day. I'm telling y'all, this zombie 2018 flu that's going around. It's a beast. It is a problem. It is a genuine problem. And if they had that flu and got called into work or whatnot, then, I mean, I feel like I respect it. I wouldn't throw a burrito at my manager, but who knows? I've never worked in a situation where we make burritos. But if I was, then I don't know. Maybe I would. Maybe I would not. This is what we're going to do. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break. And then when I get back, I'm going to tell y'all about how you can also just get married in the bathroom if you want to. Be right back.
Check out the show built around the women of MMA. From the UFC to the extreme cage fighting, we got the fights covered.
Listen.
It's the Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast. The latest news of upcoming fights, discussions of previous matches. Join us as we talk to and about the biggest names in women's mixed martial arts, past, present, and future. When it's the women's fight game, you know where to listen to. The Golden State Media Concepts Women's MMA Podcast.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, presented on and by the GSMC Podcast Network for all of your podcasting needs. So I was just giving you guys some advice to management out there. If you work somewhere where it's really early in the morning, don't be disrespectful to your employees. Do not be disrespectful. If you work in Taco Bell, and wait, hold on. Here's the thing. How early does Taco Bell open? Like I know they serve breakfast now, but it's not McDonald's. You know what? I take all that back. If you're just now joining us, I was talking about an individual who got upset about working at Taco Bell really late. And what ended up happening was they basically had to throw a burrito at the manager because they got really upset, which I can understand. Sometimes you throw a burrito at your manager. But after further research, I'm thinking it's like 5 a.m. and we're at McDonald's. No, I think Taco Bell opens at like 10 a.m. Listen, if 10 a.m. is too early for you as an adult, then I need you to go back to 8th grade and you got to reevaluate like earliness. Cause 10 o'clock in the morning isn't early. Like it's not, unless you had that flu. If they had the flu, I get it. Anyway, on to the next story. So we had a couple that was going to get married at the courthouse, and not at the courthouse where you go in there with your sweatpants on and your hoodie on and they fill it out and they give it to you. Not like that. I mean, in real life, they was going to have the pigeons and the doves and Barry White, the ghost of Barry White, all that. Right. And what ended up happening was the mother got really sick. The mother got sick and she was in the restroom just losing her whole lunch, just losing her lunch like forever. And what ended up happening was the mother couldn't come out of the bathroom to watch the wedding. She just couldn't come out. And again, when I say courthouse, I don't mean they went there and was just going to have to check the box. Like, are you married? Are we married? All right, cool. Hey, we married. Yay. No, it wasn't a 30-second wedding. It was like a $30,000 wedding. And the mother couldn't come out of the bathroom. They couldn't reschedule the wedding because they would have had to wait like 6 months to redo all the stuff. So the minister's like, hey, you know what we could do? You know what? We can just get married in the bathroom. And just for those of y'all that's wondering, this is the groom's mom. Now, they got married in the bathroom so the mom could like be in the vicinity of this happening. But I just want to say, I've been to several weddings, and I know some brides. I don't know. I'm not going to say I'm not going to say that I've met any bridezillas. I'm not going to say I haven't met any bridezillas, but I don't know one woman that's going to be like, it's okay, we'll get married in the bathroom because your mom can't come out of the toilet. That doesn't, I don't know. No, not going to happen. And like, here's the thing. We have all this technology in the world, right? I don't know why somebody just couldn't just Facebook Live it and then give her a phone and put it by the toilet. If she's sitting by the toilet and somebody's holding her hair back, and just put the phone on the toilet seat. Just put the phone on the toilet seat, and then somebody out there at the wedding hold the camera up. Cause me personally, I don't even understand why you would rent a whole courthouse and pay the whole 30 racks, have the doves and the pigeons and the ghost of Barry White singing, Seal, I don't know, Prince Ghost was probably there. Probably Prince Ghost, because Prince Ghost is expensive. Maybe a cardboard cutout of Prince. I don't know. But to do all that and then say, you know what, we'll get married in the bathroom because your mom can't leave the toilet. I don't know who's going to do that. And I love my mom. There's not a lot that I wouldn't do for my mother, but I'm not going to do that. Like sorry, mom, we're not going to get married in the toilet. Like, not at all. It's just not gonna happen. We already got enough bathroom problems in America as far who could be in what bathroom at what times and what type of genders. I can't. Wouldn't happen for me. Can't do it all. I want to know what the guests were thinking, or did they do it in the other way where the guests that were outside, they had to Facebook Live it, and then when y'all was in the toilet, y'all Facebook Live the wedding while they were inside the toilet. And did they get, it wasn't clear whether they got married in the stall or not. Like, was it a handicap stall that could fit all the people? So the mom's head is in the toilet and then everyone's just in the handicap toilet and we all just in there scrunched in. Like, do you pronounce this to be your wife? Yeah, I guess so. All right, kiss the bride. All right, cool. I don't know exactly how it happened, but I wouldn't have went that way for me. I'm going to tell you this. I have a lot of brothers, and I genuinely don't feel like they will let me go through with that. I just don't think so. And you want to know why they wouldn't let me go through with it? Because they would say, if you do this, we're going to make fun of you for the rest of your life. You and your toilet wedding, you and your toilet bowl marriage, a whole bunch of stuff that I just can't even say on this network right now, they would say. So, I mean, more power to them for doing that. But me personally, I'm not getting married and then nobody's toilet. And if you sick, then you just sick. And that's just, I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to tell you this. I have a lot of brothers, and I genuinely don't feel like they will let me go through with that. I don't know. I just don't think so. And you want to know why they wouldn't let me go through with it? Because they would say, if you do this, we're going to make fun of you for the rest of your life. You and your toilet wedding, you and your toilet bowl marriage, a whole bunch of stuff that I just can't even say on this network right now, they would say. So, I mean, more power to them for doing that. But me personally, I'm not getting married and then nobody's toilet. And if you sick, then you just sick. And that's just, I don't know. I can't even put my finger on it. But this is what we're going to do. I'm going to take no. I'm not going to take a quick commercial break. I got something else to tell you guys about. Here's the thing. I told you last week about this governor who decided that he was just going to go run around willy-nilly selling crack to everybody, right? Okay. So I looked up a few other, it got me that like people have like these incredible positions in power, and then they find ways to like say, hey, you know what? I'm going to need a couple more dollars. I need a little bit more money. I need just a couple more dollars in my life, right? And what ends up happening is they end up finding other ways to get bread. So the governor began to sell crack. I looked up a teacher that her job was to go ahead and make sure she was going to administer tests to students. When she was administering these tests to these students, the tests were supposed to be free. She made $70,000 a year. This is in Fresno. And what ended up happening was she began to charge students to take the test. She started charging students to take the test, and she was collecting money from these students to take this test. She got arrested and was charged with like extortion. Why do people with these jobs that pay well feel like they need to do more things to get more money? What's your debt situation like? Do you need to call Dave Ramsey or something? Because I just want to know. I need to know this. If you're a public official or if you're a teacher and you're making $70,000+ a year, why are you charging students? Like, wait, and secondly, how much you charging these kids? Here's the thing with a politician. Okay, if you're moving pounds of meth across the U.S., maybe that's a lot more than what you're making. So I'm not the one to go out and judge you like that. Let me just be cool. But if you're a teacher making $70,000-something a year, how much are you charging kids to take a placement test? I get, okay, fine. They're freshmen at a JC. What are you charging them to make money? Like, they don't have a lot. Are you charging them $10? Okay. So $10. Okay. So how many placement tests a day? What? 10? Maybe make $100. Are you doing this every day? I mean, how much more money so $100 a day, give or take, you ripping off kids, and everybody knows about it. Like everyone in your area knows that you're charging for this test. How long do you think this is going to last? Because it's not something you're supposed to be charging them for. So eventually they're going to find out, right? So it's not like they're like, oh, hey, make sure you don't tell anybody that I charge you for this test because you know I don't want, because the government is supposed to be free, but we have to charge you guys and we don't want the school to get in trouble. Like, how long do you think that will last till you charge people for something that they're not supposed to be paying for? It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. So with that, I found a couple other stories of people that have like incredulous positions and found that they were going to do other things to make more money. But I'm going to save those stories for you guys for another time. But I can't. I don't even know. I cannot do it. I don't know what's wrong with these people. I'm not exactly sure. But I'm gonna take a quick commercial break, and then when I get back, I'm going to tell you guys why you shouldn't chew on smartphone batteries. I'm gonna tell you guys why. You probably already know that you shouldn't do this, and I don't want to insult your intelligence by assuming that you don't know that you shouldn't be doing this. But apparently, a guy in China felt like that's what he needed to do to make sure that the battery was legit. Now, while I'm gone, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to do me a favor while I'm gone. And what I'm going to need you to do is please don't chew on any batteries until I get back. Okay? And then after you hear the story, if you want to chew on a battery, then you can. But please don't do it before I tell you the story. If you have it in your hand, this is like when I was telling you guys about Tide Pods. If you're about to eat a Tide Pod, just wait till I'm done with the story. Then you can think about it and figure out your next step in life. But at the very least, let me just give you an out, just a small out. Okay? Okay, hold on. Don't chew on your phone battery yet. I'll be right back. Please don't. It'll only be a minute. Be right back. Thanks.
This is your ultimate stop for everything sports. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Should I say more? From the NFL, MLB, the NBA to MMA, it's all in here. The Golden State Media Concepts Sports Podcast. Listen now.
Welcome back to the GSMC Weird News Podcast, presented by and on the GSMC Podcast Network with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway, your absolute favorite. I thank you. So as promised, I told you guys to basically hold on for a second. If you were about to chew into a battery, I told you to hold on. Just bear with me and let me get this story out. And then that way, if I can stop you from chewing on this battery, maybe I can save a life today, possibly. A man in China decided he wanted to verify if a smartphone battery was legit, and the smartphone battery blew up in his face. Apparently, usually from what I read, in China they check gold by basically giving a small little bite, trying to find out whether or not it's authentic or not. And this guy was using that same strategy to find out if this battery was real. He was checking it because fake smartphone batteries run rampant in China. There's a lot of fake smartphone batteries running willy-nilly. Apparently that's a thing there, and that was something that this guy was genuinely concerned about. So he decided to chew on the battery. But this wasn't something where what's the word? So this wasn't something where this was like a malfunction. In case you guys were concerned, like, well, why'd the battery blow up? Like, he bit it. Like, it's not supposed to not blow up. So apparently, the only way the battery it was an iPhone battery, and the only way these batteries can blow up is if the positive charge and the negative charge both happen to touch at the same time, which might happen if somebody bites it and like their tooth pierces it. If it pierces it and then the two things happen to touch, it can explode. Nothing happened to the guy. Nothing happened to him. He's actually biting it in front of a woman, like biting on the battery. And then it explodes. You can see like this thing of fire on the camera. It's really interesting how it happens. And my thing is, when I saw the video, it looks like, from what I can see, it looks like it's happening inside of the shopping center. So this isn't in like an alleyway somewhere, or like this isn't behind the used tire shop. He's not just buying a battery from somebody random. He's inside of a store. And I just feel like, and I just think that if you're in a store and you're buying something and you feel the need that you need to bite it to find out if it's real or not, I just think you shouldn't be at that store. That's what I think. I know I'm not judging anyone's strategies when it comes to testing the authenticity of particular goods that they plan on purchasing. I'm not doing that at all. What I'm saying is that you should be able to decide what type of actions you're going to take in certain places, right? Before you even get there. If I go to a store to buy something and you hand it to me and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have to bite this to find out if it's real. I don't want to be in that store. I don't trust you guys. I just don't. And like, what were you going to find out by biting it? Were you going to bite it and then candy was going to come out? Like, got you guys. You guys are trying to sell me a piñata. This is a piñata battery, not really a battery. And then the store clerk is like, we would have got away with it too if it wasn't for you biting on it. Jeez, you caught us. Really? What's your end game with that? Like, what are you trying to find out by biting it? If it explodes? Wait. I want to know what happened after it exploded. Was he like, see, told you guys, told us what? You bit a battery. Like, I don't know what biting it was going to do other than tell you if there was candy in it. I want to know if there was any candy in it. That's what I want to know. There needs to be more information because I read through the whole article and it still doesn't say what would have been proven if he ate the battery. To bite it to test for gold wasn't going to do much either because there's not much gold in iPhone batteries. There's not a lot of gold in iPhone batteries at all. There's a little bit, but there's not enough for you to bite it and say, you know what this This tastes like gold. This is absolutely gold. This is gold. I can tell. Off the top, I know that this is gold because I've eaten a lot of gold in my life. No, that's not going to happen either. So I don't know why he was going to do that. And so any of you guys that are about to eat a battery to find out, hey, I got to test it. Don't do it. Don't. No, it's not going to tell you anything. Because let me just make something really clear. If you're buying a battery somewhere and you have to bite it to find out if it's real or not, you shouldn't buy that battery. And if you do buy it and it's not real, then that's just what you get. That's what you get. Like I told you earlier, if you take home a dog from behind the tire shop that has 2 legs and 1 eye, just to give it to your kid to be a jerk, and that dog has something, then you get what you deserve. You just get that, and that's what happens. As promised, I'm going to give you guys best history. That's when I basically tell you some of the history that is from a while ago. That's also weird, but I like to call it best history because it seems like it fits really well. This is where we're at with this. I don't even know if this is good history, but in early Rome, a father could legally kill anyone in his family. Anybody could get it. So you come home, chicken's not made right. You come home, your son got a bad grade. It's just. I mean, how often are you taking advantage of that though? Because I feel like even though you could just do whatever you want to do, I feel like it would still have to be extreme measures. Even for someone that's a psychopath, I feel like you would get tired after a long day at work, all day long. You come home and your son who's like 30 is just still at home, playing with rocks in the garage, still hasn't moved out, still not making moves. You're like, when are you going to get your life together? It's like, I don't know. I'm trying to find myself. He's like, oh, I would kill you right now if I wasn't so tired, but I've had such a long day. I guess I'll just kill you next week. Oh, then who's going to take out the trash? Right? So this may seem like it was something that was going on a lot, but for like the Roman Empire to be so strong, as we hear all the time, I don't necessarily know if they were just willy-nilly just killing off their family members left and right. There would be certain situations where I guess, you go to like your in-laws' house for Thanksgiving or whatnot, because there was Thanksgiving then. You go there for Thanksgiving and then your brother-in-law says something wild to your wife, and you're like, hey, you got to be cool about it. It's like, shut up, that's my sister. And you're like, all right. So you go outside and you go out back. You guys get the knives. It's 300 time. Get a sword, a shield, put on that mohawk hat, helmet thing. You fight to the death. And after that, you wipe yourselves off and you go in, not you all go in because one person doesn't make it in, but the other person goes in. One person lays down. You guys go back and eat cranberry sauce and then watch the rest of the football game. So I guess at times this law could come in handy when things have to be disputed and settled among family members. But realistically, I think it sounds scarier than it was, because I really don't feel like anyone's going to come home after a long day. I don't feel like anyone's going to come home after a long day and be so upset that they're going to just kill somebody because of bad grades or burnt chicken. I don't feel like it. Even the sociopaths are like, I can't wait to kill somebody today. I feel like even those guys come home and are like, I don't even feel like it. I'm not in the mood for killing. My hands are tired. I've been changing tires all day, because people had jobs where they changed tires back then. So that's weird. That's best history for you guys today. Anyway, as usual, I wish you the best weekend possible. Very possible. And if you can avoid that flu today, I'd love you even more. If you do get the flu, just like stay away from people that matter, because that flu is killing people. And if you get it, then there could be a possibility that this might just be your last weekend. I don't want to be morbid about it, but not everyone's surviving the flu. So be careful. With that, I thank you for joining me, Ryan Holloway, on another tremendously great episode of the GSMC Weird News Podcast on the GSMC Podcast Network with your favorite host, Ryan Holloway. Live long, prosper, watch for potholes.